How many of you are always rooting for your kid to get that 10 out of 10? All of you, I'm sure. But did you know that your newborn baby also has a score? Let's talk about that. Hi, and welcome to Pocketbook Pediatrics. I'm Dr. Rachel Ann Brown, coming to you from Kingston, Jamaica, and thank you for joining me today for my very first episode. So that score that we spoke about, that score that you 10 out of 10 parents are looking for, what is that score for your newborn baby? Well, I thought it was pertinent to start here today because this score is given to your baby at the very beginning of life. So we're beginning together. It's the APGAR score. So I learned something in preparing this, that this score is not just something that they taught us as physicians to help us know what to look for your baby, but it really is related to a person, a Dr. Virginia APGAR. She was an obstetric anesthesiologist, and so she used to give the mummies medication to help with delivery or put them to sleep if they had to have a surgery. And she found that sometimes when the babies came out, they were a little bit floppy or sometimes even blue. Some of them didn't do well and some died. And this was of great concern to her, and it would be to me as well. So she wanted to find a way to change this, to really help in newborn care. And she really was a pioneer here. And so she developed this score that helped physicians know what are some of the things to look for that would tell us if a baby needed a little extra help when they came out of delivery, whether that be oxygen or stimulation or otherwise. So we're going to talk about the score and why it's important to you. So APGAR, A-P-G-A-R, 5 letters, 10 points. So each of those letters is able to give you up to 2 points. We're looking for a score as pediatricians of at least 7 out of 10 to have a good APGAR score. And a very low APGAR would be one that is less than 3. All right, so we'll tell you about each of those letters now. So A, it's for appearance. What does the baby look like? Are they red? Are they ruddy? Having a good appearance, crying and just getting on well? Are they pale and blotchy, or are they blue? The P is for pulse or heart rate. We want to see a good heart rate of at least 100 beats per minute. That is a nice, healthy heart rate for a baby. The G is for grimace. You know, when babies come out and they cry, they really squinch up their faces and they squinch up their arms and their legs. That tells us about their muscle tone. So we want to see if they have good tone. So when we see a squinch face telling us that I'm not happy with what you just did, I was happy inside and you brought me outside to this cold place, that's a good sign for us, a good grimace. The second A is for activity. So we want to see that the baby is moving around, searching for food, having a good, strong cry. Those all tell us that the baby is doing very well. And the R is for respiration. We want to see good, strong breaths of at least 40 to 60 breaths per minute. And that helps us to know that baby is doing very well. So how do we apply this to life now, or how do you use it as a mother or caregiver? So we do ask you for it in that initial visit, so it's important because we do ask a lot of questions. That's one reason that we like you to know, because we do ask you for it. And we ask because we want to have a full picture of your baby. We as pediatricians like to know from the start to the finish what the environment was like when your baby was first born. Really helps us to know how we can move along with their care and what are some things that we may expect. Otherwise, we have noticed that some children who have developmental issues like cerebral palsy, they tend to have had an associated low APGAR score. Now, I'm not saying in any way, however, that if you have a low APGAR score or a very low APGAR score less than 3, that you will develop a developmental issue, but there is an association that has been seen. So look at it this way. Say you come to a stoplight and it's red and you break the stoplight. The likelihood of you having an accident is much higher if you run the red light than if you don't. But not everybody who runs a red light develops issues or has an accident. It's the same thing with cerebral palsy. Not everyone who has a low APGAR will develop cerebral palsy, but cerebral palsy has been seen to be associated with low APGAR scores. So it helps us as physicians keep in mind some of the things that we might look out for. But that being said, many children who have had very low APGAR scores have turned out fine with normal development. So nothing to worry about. We say you do the mummying and we will do the monitoring, okay? Enjoy your baby, grow with your baby. It's just something for us to keep in mind. All right, every baby has an APGAR score done at the first minute of life and the 5th minute of life. The first minute, we're not so concerned if it's low, but the 5th minute is really the one that helps us to know your baby might need a little more help and may even need to be admitted to the special care nursery or the NICU. So in summary, the APGAR score is that first score that your baby gets in their life, that first assessment that helps physicians know if baby is good to go with mom or if they may need a little bit more help before they can get to that special period of bonding. So I hope that this information has been useful for you today. We do have some links down below for you to be able to click on to get some further information, download some things that you may be able to share or keep for yourself, for your upcoming baby or your next baby, or just for your general knowledge as you move forward with your pediatrician. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. God bless.